Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to another review. And now we're taking a look at the Amiga version of Thunderblade, which is a coin-op conversion of the Sega arcade game of the same name. And there are two things that worry me about this already looking at this loading screen. One is in the bottom right corner and one is in the bottom left corner, namely US Gold and Tiertex respectively. Oh dear. But maybe we shouldn't be too hard on them. Maybe this will be the time when they come good. Hey? Yeah, I won't hold my breath. God, you can't even escape US Gold looking at the bloody high score table. Oh God, oh dear. Well, the sounds are fine and things move smoothly enough, but oh dear. I'm a bit worried about the fact that I already lost a life before I even had a chance to do anything. But what's not so good about this is the controls. Oh God. It would have been better if they'd found out about the Amiga's ability to use controllers of two independent fire buttons, because this is nigh on unplayable. Oh God! I mean, it's a little bit choppy. Well, I said, oh for God's sake! I just can't. Oh dear. Oh goodness me! Because the problem is you have to actually press fire and up in order to go forwards, and that's not an ideal control mechanism. It would have been better. It would have been better if they could have found some other way around it. I mean, this may have. I'm not absolutely certain. This may have predated the ability to use second controls and blatant product placement there. I wonder who was a sponsor of this game, eh? I can't imagine. Oh God. Oh, for goodness sake. So just pressing oh God. So just pressing down on the stick allows you to you press fire by itself or with left and right to actually if you press fire with either by itself or with left and right, you'll fire. But if you inadvertently press fire when you're pressing up or down, that will instead control your speed in the bottom left, which is shown in the bottom left corner. The problem is when you're flying about trying to avoid getting hit, that really doesn't work very well. And it's very easy to inadvertently lower your altitude or raise your altitude, or even speed up and slow down when you wanted to raise or lower your altitude, if you get what I mean. But so I get the feeling we reached the point where it's now going to switch to the rear view. Oh, you don't get. Oh, come off it! I didn't even get a chance to do anything. In the original arcade version, you actually had what it actually did was gradually transition from above to behind. I can only presume there wasn't the resources for that, or perhaps Tiertex couldn't be asked. Who knows? Mind you, US Gold didn't give two damns about quality control at the best of times, so nothing surprises me. Let's give this another whirl. I can't say I'm enjoying this very much. I mean, the Amiga's a great machine, and I mean, yeah, it still had some limitations when it came to 3D and 3D-esque things, but could it really have not done better than this? Oh, for God's sake. At least you get a bit of invulnerability, a bit being the opposite. Yeah. Oh, God, it's so easy to inadvertently press fire just in anticipation, which means you don't actually adjust your altitude. It really doesn't work when you can't climb and accelerate or brake at the same time. It really doesn't work. It's a wonder I can bloody hit anything. Shit. Yeah, that's just what this game is. Shit. Oh dear. Typical Tiertex. Ooh. Well, this is a bit easy. Oh dear, it's a bit it's even choppier than the overhead view. Oh, God. Another thing, when it's really choppy like that, it's really hard to tell when you're about to get hit by a missile or shot or whatever. See, look at this. Oh dear. The music's a bit disappointing as well. What is with US Golds and their games having iffy quality instrument samples? I mean, when that happens, it can make a great tune sound absolutely dull as dishwater. Oh, for goodness sake, I barely even had a chance to snatch a breath before I get blown up. Oh, it doesn't work when you can't climb and accelerate or change your speed at the same time. I mean, sound effects are fairly good. I mean, I've heard worse. Oh, I thought I could go further over to the left, but I can't. So that was a waste of time. Oh, oh, you could. What is this? I know it's Thunderblade, but I actually preferred playing the 8-bit versions to this, would you believe? Oh, dearie me. Oh, for God's sake. I still can't get used to the fact you can't adjust your speed and your height at the same time. Oh God, look how juddery this is. Oh. I'm too afraid to go any faster in case something bad happens. I mean, in case something bad happens? Something bad always happens. It's a US Gold release, a published game, and it's got Tiertex's name attached to it. What's really upsetting is that when I played the Spectrum version of 720 Degrees, I seem to recall that was a Tiertex game, and that actually was pretty good to play, if the truth be told. But as soon as it came to other formats, or even the 16 bits, they just seem to get their knickers in a knot, and everything just goes pear-shaped. Oh, for God's sake! I don't know if I can be bothered to play that anymore. That is just extremely disappointing, and that's putting it mildly. So that's the Commodore Amiga version of Thunderblade. I really wanted to enjoy that, especially as the Amiga's such a great 16-bit computer, and later 32-bit when the A1200 and A4000 came out. But I mean, this is also the 1988 down there is also the period in which the Amiga was subjected to rather a lot of ST ports, and a wild guess suggests to me that Thunderblade was no exception. Graphics. Well, the buildings are a bit chunky, but I guess making them as detailed as they were in the original arcade version, whose footage I looked at before I did this review, that might have been a bit too much of a big ask for even the Amiga. So they're probably about as good as they are going to get. Although it's weird. It's sort of like it moves smoothly and yet doesn't at the same time. It's kind of hard to put into words. By and large, the graphics are okay. I mean, they're not amazing, but they're not terrible either. And the animation's generally okay, although there really needs to be more frames of animation for the missiles in particular, because when they move as jerkily as they do, it can be a bit hard to tell whether or not you're going to get hit, especially on the overhead stages. Sound. Well, the music instrument samples are disappointing, but by and large, I can't really complain too much about the actual sound effects. Maybe they could have done with having a bit more oomph to them. The little bit on the muffled side of the explosion sounds aren't exactly mind blowing. Sorry, bad choice of words there. Gameplay. Oh dear. Well, put it this way. Given that this was a 16-bit version, I expected a better way to be able to control the helicopter, and this game just fails to deliver in quite a big way. It's generally unplayable. The aforementioned fact about the missiles being too jerkily animated as they come towards you makes it really hard to tell when you're going to get hit by one or not. It's very easy to get killed within seconds of a spawn point. Partly because of that. I mean, they should have found another way of being able to control the height, because in a game like Thunderblade, which you're getting absolutely bombarded with missiles and the like, you really can't have a situation in which you can't, say, climb and accelerate at the same time. It's crucial that you can adjust your speed as well as your height simultaneously, and you just can't do that in this because of the way the controls have been handled. So yeah, this really didn't deliver in so many respects. And the fact that it's nigh on unplayable because of the aforementioned control issues means that your enjoyment will be and its overall lastability will be severely impaired. So I'm going to give Thunderblade for the Commodore Amiga 3 out of 10. Sorry, this is a 16-bit computer, and not just any 16-bit computer, the Amiga. It deserved, and I'm pretty sure could have had, a better version of Thunderblade than this. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that review. Catch you on another video soon. Texie88 out.